Hey everybody! Today what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some bagels. My family really likes bagels, but I'm not a huge fan of the ones from the grocery store, and I have a bread machine, so I like to do them myself. I'll list the recipe in the description box below. With a bread machine, bagels are super easy. It's just water, flour. Now I have a 3-pound bread machine, so I make a double recipe of what it calls for in the recipe that I'm linking. Salt and sugar. Just kind of pour those around the edge. Then you make a well in the center and pour in the yeast. Then we're going to put them in the bread machine. I do use this Fleischmann's bread machine yeast. I have a Black & Decker all-in-one automatic bread machine. Like I said, it's a 3-pound bread machine, so it's a big one. It's got 2 paddles. It has a dough cycle, which is number 8. It's 1 hour, 50 minutes. So once that's done, we'll come back and form the bagels. All right, so the bread machine just beeped. As you can see, it's a little bit raised because the dough of a double batch will actually touch the ceiling. We open that wide up. This guy just pulls out. Over here, we're going to put a little flour on the counter. So it won't stick when we dump it out. This will make 16 bagels. So we're going to cut it in half. I just use a sharp knife. And then each one of these is going to be 8. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little bit of cornmeal and we're going to put it on our counter. And then we're going to take our ball of bagel. I don't have to squish it too much because it has been risen. Get it to a vaguely round shape. Poke a hole in the middle and just stretch it out until it looks like so. These aren't totally perfect, but that's okay. Then we're going to dip them in the cornmeal so that the back has cornmeal on it. And then we're going to stick them on a pre-parchment papered baking sheet. And once we have them all made into our bagel shapes, we're going to set them on the stove. I'm going to turn the stove on to preheat. We're going to let them sit for an hour. That way they'll get nice and warm and rise, and then we'll do the water bath stage. Okay, so now what we have is we have our bagels have risen for their hour. So we have a pot about half full of water with 3 tablespoons of sugar in it, and we've got it at a good rolling boil. I have a slotted flipper, which I'm going to use to take the bagels in and out with. So here they are. We're just going to gently set them into the water. You can do about 3 at a time if they're not the super huge ones. And then we're going to hit the timer for a minute. And we're going to flip them at 30 seconds so that the tops get boiled. When they finish in the boiling water, I've got a towel to the side here where I'm going to set them to drain off. And then we'll put them back on their baking sheet. And then we just flip them over so that the tops get boiled. Sometimes they don't cooperate. And then we're just going to take them out. I use the slotted flipper because it lets the water drain. Once that's all done, you have your trays of bagels, and we're going to put them in the oven and bake them for 23 minutes, give or take, at 375. All right, timer go. And our bagels are done. They look fantastic. I let those cool until they're room temperature. So once they're room temperature, you can just carefully slice them. They're still pretty soft because they're fresh. Stack them up in a Ziploc bag, and they're ready to go for breakfast or put some sandwich stuff in for lunch. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel where we do lots of other cooking and different varieties of things. Have a good day.